So the ending of this comic book is pretty crazy. Actually, the last third of the comic is pretty crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked at the end. Now, some of you comic experts that are watching this probably weren't shocked. I don't fall into that category because I was shocked as hell. My name is Dorian. This is SEM Comics. We are covering the complete Sinister series with Nightcrawlers number 3. So the book starts off explaining exactly what Mother Righteous has been doing for the past 900 years since we last left off with her, and also how she's pretty much had the reliquary perilous ready for centuries now. She's just been waiting. So we see this chimera that's fighting all these Loki variants that his name is Silver Mercator. He looks just like Epsilon Mercator, and if you know who Epsilon Mercator is, then you know you don't need to mix his powers with anybody else's. He's a reality warper, just as powerful as Franklin Richards, the Molecule Man Owen Reese, the Beyonder, Matthew Malloy. Rob would kill me if I didn't mention Mad Jim Jasters, like Rob would ever watch this video. In other words, the dude is close to godlike as you can get. Then you want to throw in the Silver Surfer with the Power Cosmic? How do you even clone the Power Cosmic? Maybe I'm thinking about this too much. In saying that, I guess that was a long-winded way to say that these Loki variants have no chance. And Mother Righteous uses Scuffle to send in the Night Queen so they can steal some Infinity Dust. And then you have Anti-Fortune. She's still around, in a sense. She's a cross between Domino and Nightcrawler. She's so lucky that when she died, she came back as a ghost, and she's still serving Mother Righteous. And she sends her to play a game to win the guts of the Peregrine child, which if you didn't read The Death of Doctor Strange, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Pretty much it's a Si Spurrier and a shout out to Jed McKay. And then you got the Bruise still beefing with the Red Diamond clique. I think these are the ones that are under Emma. So once they're done fighting and everybody's dead, then her and the Night Queen come in, and lo and behold, they retrieve a Phoenix egg. So, like we said in the beginning, the Reliquary Perilous is pretty much ready. She's just going around gathering up other items just because that's what she's been doing for centuries. But the Reliquary Perilous doesn't get her into Sinister's lab. She still needs a way in there. The Reliquary Perilous is for something after she gets into Sinister's lab, which we'll find out at the end of this video. But the way she does get into that lab, oh my god. It's one of the best parts of the video. We're almost there. Just give me a second. So if you look around, there's fungi everywhere. And that is Dr. Nemesis. He's the reason why they've been able to keep cloning the Night Queen, even though they're covered in fungus. And he was able to even take out the Sinister gene. So none of the clones now have the Red Diamond. But they're like hypochondriacs. So even though they don't have the Sinister gene, they can still hear the voice. But they probably really don't hear the voice. They just think they hear the voice. So Mother Righteous' sugar pill is to go ahead and take the leap into Sinister's lab. Why stop tradition? And then on the next page, we see that Dr. Nemesis has grown to the point to where he is the ship. And he's just talking to Mother Righteous telepathically. And Dr. Nemesis even states that because of what he calls them, the kamikaze idiots, has been carrying his spores to Sinister's lab. They know for a long time that the lab is at the World Farm and where the World Farm is located. So then she looks on the screen and she notices that Sinister has actually made it to the World Farm. If you want to know what happened, we cover it on the channel. Just check out Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants number 3. The link will be in the description. So then Dr. Nemesis is like, I wonder if you missed your chance. Will Sinister reach the lab before you get a chance to deploy your unscientific payload? And in true Mother Righteous form, she goes, I ain't missing shit. She goes, he's not going to be able to reach the Myras. But this is what I need you to do, Dr. Nemesis. I need you to take all your spores that you ever sent out. I need you to expand outward. And I need you to find something for me. Now, she doesn't explain exactly what she wants him to find, but we'll find out later. But she pretty much tells him, look, I put all my faith into one thing. And that faith is love. She was banking on the love of Destiny and Mystique, and how Destiny would convince Mystique to steal Sinister's lab because this is the timeline where Mystique lives the longest. So on the next page, we see that Freedom Force, that's a group that Mystique made, that Mystique was the only one who died. Everybody else in Freedom Force is still there, and how Destiny would decide to reset the timeline since now Mystique's dead. There's no reason for this timeline to keep going, but unfortunately she fails. And if you want to know what happened, you can check out Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants #2. The link will be in the description. So as she's pondering on this, all of a sudden Dr. Nemesis goes, "Mother, an object is projecting," and she just cuts him off and goes, "Show me." Once she sees what it is, she just smiles and goes, "Let the rapture begin." So now that she feels like she has what she needs, she tells Auntie Fortune to pretty much send all the Night Queens to their deaths. God, this woman's cold. So then she tells Auntie Fortune to transport her there so she can see what's going on. And on the next page, all we see is this huge Galactus Ghost Rider. Yes, Galactus Ghost Rider. So this is what happened. I'm gonna try to break this down the best way I can. When the Sinister Strain was going on, all the Spirit Avengers left Earth because pretty much everybody was Sinister, so there was nobody to avenge. Now, when it comes to Galactus, he likes to consume worlds that has life, a bunch of life. The more life there is on the world, the more he's fed. And again, for those who have been keeping up with the series, in Immoral X-Men #3, Rasputin 4 clearly said how there are a bunch of worlds that are dead. They're just spinning corpses going around stars. So you know that's pissing off Galactus. So Galactus has a lot of hatred for this reality. Hatred leads to vengeance. Vengeance is exactly what the Spirit of Vengeance is looking for. And it took not one, but all of the Spirits of Vengeance to take over Galactus. So the one thing that the Spirit of Vengeance probably hates more than this sinister reality, that is the Spirit of Variance, and that's who Vox Ignis is. And they've been chasing after him for 56 years. So Vox Ignis is trying to explain this to Mother Righteous, and she can give two you-know-whats about his situation. The only thing she cares about right now is what is about to happen next. And what's about to happen next is crazy. So she brings up how the Sinister shot Thanos in the head with a shrunken down Juggernaut who continued to grow after he passed through Thanos' head, and how he continued on to the cosmos forever. Well, I thought that was a one-off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like, well, that happened. It was pretty crazy, but that happened. And kind of forgot all about it. Well, Destiny didn't. So she had to have done this when she was still in good with Orbis Solaris. She somehow tweaked the path of the World Farm without him knowing. And now, 1,000 years later, it is in the direct path of the Juggernaut that is coming at a crazy amount of speed. And the reason why she wasn't giving Vox Ignis the time of day about his situation is because she also knew that Galactus, or should we say Ghost Rider Galactus, will also be in Juggernaut's direct path. Juggernaut goes through Galactus' head just like he went through Thanos' head, and he takes out the force field in Sinister's lab. Now, how did she know that Destiny knew all this? I have no unearthly idea, but she does. And even though an unstoppable force just hit it directly, the force field is still up. So Mother Righteous goes to Auntie Fortune and goes, "Could you please?" Auntie Fortune's like, "For the spark." And she teleports right into it, and then she brings it down. So now that they're in the lab, she finally reveals exactly what the Rora Cori Perilous is. So in essence, it is a heart that has all of the magical items that she's gathered throughout the centuries, and it's a virus that she plans on using, but it's also a virus that once it eradicates the timeline, it will bring back all the information from that timeline and give it to her. Now, Sinister has this in place too. The reason why the lab is so impenetrable is because when he goes and he kills one of the Myras and it resets the timeline, the force field protects it from that timeline changing. So all the information that happened in that timeline he has, and he's able to pretty much know what to do next, but more importantly, what not to do again, especially if it didn't work. But the only way that works is if he's in the lab and is protected by the force field, which we see is no more. So to get this magical virus jump started, she needs some magical energy, which she takes it right out of Banshee by stealing the spirit of variance. So Banshee's about 1,000 years old, so he is about to die extremely fast here. And the reason why she stole Wagnerine's baby, God, I hate that name, is because she's going to use its spiritual energy to finish filling up the Reliquary Perilous. And that's when Lord Nightcrawler comes out of nowhere saying, "Give me back my baby." So she cuts the hell out of Mother Righteous. And Mother Righteous is like, "I thought you died a long time ago." All right, let's break this down. Nightcrawler is half demon, and she's also half of what Mystique is, because obviously Mystique gave birth to him. We all know how long Mystique could live. Plus, also, she is Wolverine's offspring, in a sense. And we all know how long Wolverine can live. So, if anything, she probably live forever. So Mother Righteous starts using her magic to take out the claws out of the hands and the feet of Nightcrawler Laura, and then she's about to pretty much do her in when old man Banshee comes to the rescue and stabs the hell out of Mother Righteous right in her foot. So then he tries to do the Banshee scream and he just starts coughing. I'm not gonna lie, I just started laughing my ass off at this moment. So now Mother Righteous is about to do Banshee in, which I'm thinking to myself, just give it 5 minutes, he should be dead, when all of a sudden all you see is Laura Kinney's tail go right through Mother Righteous' chest. Because like Laura Kinney says, everybody forgets about the tail. So she falls down, and if she's not dead, she's definitely on her way. And then Laura Kinney, or Nightcrawler Laura, I apologize, grabs her baby, kisses it, and then she bamps right on out of there. So now Mother Righteous is laying there dying, Banshee is pretty much sitting there dying, and the Reliquary Paris is sitting on the floor. All of a sudden all you see is a hand come, and Banshee goes and then gets shot in the head by the original Myra. Lord have mercy. She now has Reliquary Perilous and she is in the lab. What is about to happen in this last issue?